Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hi, this is Marina Shepelsky. I'm a New York based immigration attorney, and I'm here with you guys to talk about U.S. immigration news this week. As always, there's so much in the mail and in the news and on the websites and everywhere, all around us, are so many news having to do with U.S. immigration. I want to talk to you about it. I want to make you aware. And I'm just going to wait for some more people to join before I start. And we can talk about the U.S. immigration news this week. For now, I just want to tell you New York is having some rain, which might be a good thing because my garden was very dry. There wasn't any rain for a long time. Just saying hello to some of my followers. UK says good morning. Greetings from Chetty. Monbordy on YouTube and on Instagram. Amit Napster saying hello. People are joining and watching. I'm waiting a little bit before I begin. And I want to tell you that we are getting a lot of approvals this week about, mostly with VAWA, Violence Against Women Act, and asylum cases. That's the news in our office. We got one big EB2 case approved for somebody with a national interest waiver. Saying hi to Naresh Kumar. Hello, good morning, ma'am, he says. Really quickly, question from Vaibhav Gaba. Good morning, attorney. Is it possible to get a driving license having VAWA prima facie? I think most places will ask you to get your work permit, but you can try. It depends on the state you're in. For a driver's license, it depends what state you're in. So don't take my word for it. Your state might require a work permit, but somebody else's state might not require it. So just check it out. Hello from Ali Ikram. All right, I will get to the news and then I will begin answering your questions. If you have a question, post it in the comments and I will get to it after I'm finished with the news. I'm going to log into my Instagram online so I can see your questions on the Instagram account too. All right. Oh, excellent. All right. Question. Instagram. I will let's talk about the biggest news this week was the visa bulletin for August of 2023. It came out and just like shocked everyone. Right now, we're really getting shocked. But honestly, I'm so and I can't help it. I can't help the fact that I'm shocked. Due to the fact that my personal Facebook account is now connected. I go on Facebook, hello, my live immigration just started a little early. We're going to talk about the immigration. We started talking today about the August 2023 poll. If you have no idea what this is, let me enlighten you. Every month, as the Department of State, they report where they are different family-based immigrant visa categories and employment-based immigrant visa categories. Immigrant visa means you're coming to US forever to stay, like a green card case, right? So family-based categories and employment-based categories, they have to report every month what priority dates or the date you filed your petition they're working on to give you the idea of how long to wait until they become current for your visa, to give you the idea of how long the wait is to join your family in the US, to give you an idea of when to file your green card application if you're in the US, based on these categories, if you're in status, right? So this comes out every month. August just came out and shocked a lot of people with the fact that most of the family-based categories hardly moved at all from last month. For example, the F2B category, that is adult single children of green card holders, has not moved in like a year, so still no change. Retrogression, meaning they moved back in dates, not forward, but back in dates in some of the work-based immigrant visa categories. And now, for example, if you have an approved, like we just got an EB2 approval, right? So he filed in June of 2022. If I'm going to be looking at this visa bulletin, I open it, right? Look, I'm going to show you on my screen so you guys can sort of see what I'm seeing. This is the visa bulletin for August 2023, and I'm looking in the second employment-based category right here. So it looks like they're working on April 2022 right now. He filed in June of 2023. So this guy has to either go back home and wait there, and then we will file for his visa when he's home. Or if he's to stay in America, which most people want to when they file work visas, he has to get in status. Now, he got status, he's got an F1 student visa, but there's no way to get a work permit until these people move all the way for a year and 2 months. So he has to wait at least a year and 2 months file for his green card, even though he's got an approved national interest waiver, EB2 employment green card, and he sponsored himself, self-sponsored. So that's the story. All these days, it's when people keep asking me why everything is so delayed. I have no answer for you. It's delayed, and you can see that it is truly delayed. So there you go. That's the biggest news. I guess I'm just going to start answering your questions. Everything else is secondary. Um, actually, yeah, let me start answering your question, but there was one other piece of news that I wanted to discuss about the EB5 for the people investing in the regional centers. It was a new USCIS news today. I received this morning from them. The USA has updated the visa availability approach for managing Form I-526 petition. Sorry, this is the EB5, okay? Let's see. So they're saying that under the visa availability inventory management approach, their USCIS Immigrant Investor Programs Office, IPO, will determine visa availability and line up the lines for the visas on a monthly basis. And they're going to break it up into three different workflows. The first workflow or line will contain I-526 petitions for EB5, where the visa is not yet available and not soon be available, and is ordered first in, first out. The second queue or line will contain petitions relating to projects that IPO has not previously reviewed and have a visa immediately available or soon to be available. And these will go from the oldest to newest, that makes sense. And the third queue will contain the I-526 petitions for EB5 visas that have an available or soon to be available visa and either a review project or non-pooled single investor standalone project. So they created like three lines. For people that obviously the first queue is going to move the slowest. It looks like the second queue will be a little faster, and the third queue will be the fastest because they're trying to fix the backlogs for the EB5 people. Of course, sometimes waiting now 3 years, and these are the investors in the U.S. economy. They're giving U.S. economy big money, so they want to be moved along. All right, let's start answering your questions from YouTube here. Vanessa says hello. Ali Kram says, please tell us more about the Dignity Act. The Dignity Act, I have not heard any news about it. It would be, if it works, a program that would allow people who are here undocumented, no status, over 5 years to file for this program, get status for 7 years, pay $5,000 penalty, and every year pay 1.5% tax from their salary, go for I don't even know what, they couldn't explain, but basically it's like a special tax. And once you pass the 7 years, everything's fine, there's no crime. You will be able to work legally and get advanced parole when you're in this program. Then you can get, after 7 years, a green card. After that, in 5 years, you will get US citizenship. That's all I know right now. There's been no more news. We don't know when it will come out. We don't know who will be covered. What about people who've been deported? What about asylum waiting people? I don't know. And we'll see. By says, good morning, attorney. Okay, I answered this already. Good morning. UK says, I'm in US since 2015. I came here on a tourist B1, B2 visa. I applied for asylum, but I haven't got my interview yet. About 8 years waiting. Please advise. I advise you call us. My phone number is 718-769-6352. For people who are here waiting for asylum over 5 years, we're starting to file a lawsuit against USAS called a writ of mandamus. Now, Amit Nafta is asking how to contact me. As I said, this is for Instagram and YouTube. My phone number is in my profile, but it is 718-769-6352. You'll be calling for a paid consultation only. We charge for our consultation. Thank you. Or Hod says, hello, are there any new PR perspectives, permanent residence perspectives for Ukrainian refugees? Nothing new, apparently, yet. They're still thinking about the Ukrainian adjustment of status act, but first they're working now on the Afghan adjustment of status act. So nothing so far. On Instagram, Chucky Lee says, can I get a green card through my job, having arrived illegally, but I have a closed case from cancellation of removal? That depends if you were here and filed anything before April of 2020. I'm sorry, April 2001, 2001. There was an amnesty. So if you do get a job to file for a petition for you, if you were here in America before April 2001 and filed something before April 30, 2001, we can use the amnesty for you. Otherwise, nothing new. Okay. Good morning, Marina, says Anthony Sinat, and God bless you for all you do for us. Thank you so much. Let's move on with YouTube questions. Clement Akinkadi says, please, what is the update about the Dignity Act? I just discussed it. That's all I know so far. I don't have any news other than it will be for people in America over 5 years, still no papers, undocumented. I don't know if that means deported people will be included or not. I don't know if it means people who are waiting for asylum, will they be included or not. I'm not sure it will include students. I'm not sure about anything. And they announced it at the end of May and no other news since then. Okay. Pella says, good morning, Marina. Good morning. Vanessa asks, I filed for adjustment of status and then my form I-131 for advanced parole, I-765 for work authorization in March of 2023. I'm married to a U.S. citizen. I'm also covered in the DACA. How long before I get a travel document? And she says she lives in Cincinnati, Ohio. Let's go and check it out. So I go to processing times. I'm be sharing my screen. Um, all right, processing times. Fine, and we'll go to I-131, advanced parole application. And I don't know what service center is working on your case. For example, the National Benefit Center. If your case is with National Benefit Center, from the date you filed, you wait 11 and a half months. If you are in Nebraska waiting for your advanced parole, look at your advanced parole I-131 receipts notice. In the bottom left corner will be the service center working on your case. If you're in Nebraska Service Center, 8 months from filing. If you're in Texas, it's going to be longer. It's going to be 18 months if you're in Texas. If you're Vermont, 8 months. So depending on which service center has your application, it's completely randomly assigned for processing. You will wait 8 months if you're in Vermont, 18 if you're in Texas. So between 8 to 18 months. Hope that helps. Carla says, oh, my audio is cracking. It's probably from my voice and the internet here. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Should be fine now with the audio. Porfirio says, buenos dias, hermosa. My I-35 documents were approved. Ooh. And I got my work permit and advance parole. How much longer for the interview for Mexican nationality? If you got your green card approved, there will be no interview. If you mean your I-360 VAWA was approved, but you're waiting for your green card, again, there's probably not going to be an interview if you're inside the United States. For VAWA people, there's no interview. They waive it. They will just approve you on papers alone. Farida Lynch says, my mom has a travel U.S. visa and she's in Ukraine. How can she come and stay in U.S. longer than 6 months? If yes, what do we do? If you are a U.S. citizen, Farida, then your mom can come here as a tourist. And if you decide to file for her here, after 3 months, you can apply. So yes, she will be able to stay here legally while waiting for a green card through family petition by you, a U.S. citizen adult child. Joshua says, hi Marina, can you please advise, because I'm using the CBP-1, applying via air from Africa. What do you think I should do next? You applied for your asylum status through CBP-1. You have to come to Mexico and wait there. They will give you an interview. They will schedule you for an interview. It's called a credible fear interview by a U.S. border officer who will be questioning you about your case. You need to show paperwork why you're afraid to return to your country in Africa. And you need to be able to explain if you're somebody who was abused, persecuted in your country because of your political opinion or nationality or race or social group like LGBTQ, women, victims of domestic violence, people who fought corruption. So you have to be explaining what category you're in and what happened to you that made you feel afraid to return, or what may happen to you if you're doing something that you're doing that's in that category. You're practicing, you're expressing your political opinion, practicing your religion, or whatever it is that you're doing that would get you killed or tortured or hurt in your home country. You have to have paperwork and explain it. Thank you from UK. Thank you from our heart. Okay, so Vaibhav has another question. He wants to know if it's safe to travel to India on an advanced parole combo card, work authorization and advanced parole in one, while my adjustment to status is pending if there's no criminal record. Absolutely fine and safe to travel. I've seen so many people travel. By the way, if you have an advanced parole and it's still early in your green card adjustment of status process, you could even stay 2-3 months in your country. There's no problem. You won't be harassed. And then you come back. Okay. I've had somebody stay 4 months even because she was waiting for adjustment of status for VAWA. Since VAWA takes almost 4 years to get a green card from filing, she just stayed in her country for 4 months. We have a question on Instagram. Mentally17 says, good morning. Please, I'm inviting my sister to help me with my childcare to visit US. I'm a US citizen. How can I file for her to change status? First of all, I just want to say nothing I say here in the show, nothing is meant to be legal advice. Please call our office for a consultation with myself or other lawyers in the office. Our phone number to call and schedule is 718-769-6352. If you're watching me on Instagram, next time see me on YouTube and you will see my phone number on the bottom of the screen. If you're on YouTube. Next time, check us out on TikTok or on Instagram. We have really good content. Oh, call us for a consultation. Now, to answer your question, if your sister comes here, you could file a family petition. But there's no way she'll be able to get adjusted through that because it's going to take like 16 to 20 years. So she would have to be in status all this time. Her tourist visa expires really quickly, 6 months, and that's it. So there's no way really to bring your sister here and adjust her here. You could file for her. She would have to leave and wait back home. Of course, if she's here, we could consider filing for asylum or marrying a US citizen or even a work visa or work green card. But through you, the petition from the sister is going to take like 16 to 20 years that she'd have to be in status and stay here. So it's not really going to be super helpful. Joshua says, can he ask for the asylum at the airport, but you CBP won't? No, if you're gonna ask in the airport, you gotta ask in the airport. CBP one is only for people in Mexico. My voice is getting dry. All right. Um, Let's see, if you're watching or joining us, this is Marina Shepelsky, immigration attorney from New York, my weekly live in English, and then I do Russian language live every 2 weeks. So my next Russian live will be next Wednesday, not today, but next Wednesday, the 26th of July. And if, in Russian, you can watch me then, but in English, it's every week. It's Wednesday at 11 o'clock morning, 11 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. I'm an attorney. Nothing in the show is meant to be legal advice. Give us a call at 718-769-6352 for a paid consultation, and we'll be able to help you. I see that I'm out of questions for today. Thank you so much, guys. I will maybe try to do another live on like a weekend just to break it up a little bit. In either way, thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Have a great week.